Okay, so what is your name and how do you learn about the National Reentry Network for Returning Citizens and the name of the program you are attending?
My name is Shayla Pratt, and how I learned about the National Reentry Program is through a social worker through another program. She's really attentive and very compassionate with her clients, and I'm one of her clients that she really looks out for, always giving me the resources and different information and ways that I can give back to my community and also take advantage of resources that can benefit me in the community.
Okay. How has the Ready for Work program prepared you to reacclimate to the workforce?
It has prepared me to return back to work and get a job by giving me different job skills, conflicts resolution of how to come to a job and um, be suitable at work. If I have, um, say, get into it with another employee or supervisor, how to handle that. Also, ways to be marketable and pretty much like sell myself, use my experience and my career experience and my skills to promote growth in a potential company that I want to be with, bring my assets to the company to benefit them, to make sure that I'm like the perfect fit and that I can be like an attribute to their company.
Okay. For the third question, what is a common misconception about returning citizens that you would like to correct?
The common misconception is they think that because you got a felony, you're a felon. You're not a felon. You're just a person who made a felony, was in a felony situation. Someone who made a mistake. What I've done in the past, it could have been avoidable. It could have went another way in the system, but I was misguided. I didn't have the support from the system, from the courts and the judge and the staff, like the probation officers and things like that. They didn't fully support me throughout my whole journey and ride through um, being arrested. So I know they're coming up with reforms and things like that, but I think they need a lot of work on addressing people like myself who has 10 years of customer service banking experience. I worked for the federal government and the state government. Also, I worked for the under Trump's administration, um, selling, well, not selling, but giving away the phones to people of low poverty, people that have had haven't been so fortunate and had to go on like some type of assistance through the government, things like that. I was able to support them with communication with their family, with their coworkers, with their jobs and their community, and make sure they are able to go day to day and live their daily lives with more support than they had before. So I think they definitely should work on their support system, supporting returning citizens, because I once was a person that didn't have this behind me, it's definitely behind me, but I just wish they had more support for us.
Okay. For the next question, what are the biggest barriers returning citizens face, and what ways has the National Reentry Network for Returning Citizens prepared you so far to overcome these barriers to reentry?
The biggest barrier is returning into the career that I once came from, being in the corporate world, administrative, the government, the dealing with cellular data and people customer service and being personable and having those different skills. Um, I will get the job and then it'll be rescinded because of my background. So I've been struggling with having being accepted into a different role or either the same role, which means something that I was doing before. Um, it has hindered me from getting that job, so I had to go the entry level route. I know now they're doing like a reform where they are expunging some charges without you even like knowing. They're just automatically sealed not expunged, sealed. So I was able to get some of those charges sealed, but the charges that come up on my record are charges that don't drop off to 20 or 33 based off the law and the system of the DC government um, and the DC um, jails and their system and how they regulate things. But coming through this program has assisted me with finding an entry level job, a job that doesn't necessarily look at your background. They may say that they'll check your background, but you still may be successful with getting a job. What I mean by that is, even though you have a background, they won't use that against you. It's a stepping stone forward. It allows you to stay motivated and still believe that you do have a chance outside of your past experience with not being able to get a job to possibly land a job. So I've learned some good coping skills and how to deal with conflict resolution and how to deal with regaining entry in the workforce.
Okay. Next question. What role does a community play in returning citizens' reentry journey?
The community has played a huge role with resources, giving me resources to this program, let me know about the different things they offer, which has put me a step ahead in life. Also, other resources to assist me with day to day self motivation, self care, and the support that these type of programs like the reentry program and other programs that has case management when you go into their office, they assist you with getting back on your feet. So definitely the community has been a major part in helping me regain um, my strength in who I was before and not looking at the past and still looking at who I am and who I'm becoming.
Okay. For our next question, what policies or reforms do you think are the most urgently needed to support returning citizens?
I think that most of the pro bono offices that have lawyers are overwhelmed with many cases, so they can't really give you that personable one-on-one attention. Sometimes they're so overwhelmed with cases they can't even take on your case. So it's like you're stuck in a hard place, especially if you don't have, if you're not fortunate enough to afford a paid lawyer, which a lot of people in the community, from what I've heard through word of mouth, that's the case. They can't afford to have an attorney. So, you try to support yourself by showing that, your character speaks for itself. If you have to write letters to different agencies that deal with laws and how things are being ran, what needs to be changed, and things like that. I know that the Mayor Bowser, and other agencies in the district are working on those law reforms, and there are places that you can go that will be hand in hand with you and by your side and support you with those charges and getting those charges either expunged, sealed, or either have the president um, remove them for you. So I definitely think that it still needs change. It still needs a lot of work. But they're definitely working towards making a change. I just hope that they think about everyone and definitely have a lot of consideration and room in their heart to consider that's not who you are today, and that you can benefit your community and others with what you bring to the community or to your space. So I definitely think that it's a lot of work to be done, and I know they're working on it, but I definitely would support them in continuing to make better changes.
For the final question, since coming home, what's an experience that has impacted you positively?
support, definitely motivation for myself, have self motivation, being someone that likes to encourage others and believe in myself and believe that I am worthy. So having that kind of support and that kind of positive morale in the community and with your peers and other specialists and what's going on with the government and things like that has really impacted me, and just being like self aware of who I am and who I'm becoming, which is a great person I am, and a better person. It really has motivated me and really put me in the right direction for success.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.